Chapter 1. How Caspar Tried to Kill His Mother. Caspar tried to kill me. He really did. I'm not joking. And to lay that charge on your son is quite a serious thing. And all because of his head. It was, and still is, just too darn big.
Nice, Mom. Really nice. Already making fun of a newborn baby and we're only on page 1. This is going to be tough.
Prior to his arrival on this planet in 1994, I was so looking forward to meeting the wee chap. I had a suitcase packed full of petit bateau baby grows, ready in the car to go to the hospital. It also contained a plethora of natural remedies like arnica, lavender, stressless, crampies, homeopathic this and Ayurvedic that.
No wonder I'm so fucked up.
I was rather an alternative type when it came to childbirth, and everything else really. I tried to have Theo at home, but ended up in hospital, with all the bells and whistles and every type of pain relief possible. But this time, with child number 2, I'd opted for hospital birth. Just before my time came, I arrived home from some antenatal yoga class to find a window of our car smashed in and the suitcase gone. Not exactly a thief's best booty, a suitcase full of fluffy nappies and nipple shields.
Ew!
But the shock I got was enough to get me going. My husband John was in bed, suffering from possible bird flu, so my wonderful friend Hilary took me in hand and got me swiftly to St. Mary's, Paddington in the middle of the night. I'm not going to go into the details of Caspar's arrival, but all I can say is that it didn't go to plan. The fact that his head was very big didn't help.
Again with the head?
And I remember, just after his delivery, being completely surrounded by medics, drips, needles, monitors and bleepers. I joked with them, saying I felt like I was starring in Casualty, as they were struggling for real to save my life.
Oh, wow.
As my world dimmed, I remember being blissfully happy that our baby was fine, and I wasn't at all concerned about passing on myself. It was all very surreal. John, covered in a face mask and gown, held our beautiful newborn, while Hilary held my hand and tried not to faint at the sight of buckets of blood on the floor.
Oh.
We spent a good 8 hours recovering in the birthing theatre before being moved to the public ward. But since I was only half conscious, everything was a bit of a blur. A lot of noise, mostly from talking nurses, prevented sleep, and the next day they discovered something was wrong with our beautiful baby.
Aside from my gigantic head?
His eyes weren't opening properly and motherly panic set in. The high of giving birth and the near-death experience quickly gave way to uncontrollable sobbing. The paediatrician arrived and confirmed a serious bacterial eye infection, which meant that both Caspar and I would be required to remain in hospital for at least 2 weeks. I was too weak to stand up, and I felt as though the ground had been taken from under me. My baby was sick, and I was filled with despair. But fortunately, this horrible episode didn't last long at all. The outcome was good, more than good. Our medical insurance kicked in, and we were promptly moved to the luxury of the Lindo wing. So Caspar spent the first 2 weeks of his life in the manner to which he would have liked to have been accustomed. A 5-star private hospital suite where Prince George and Princess Charlotte also began their lives.
I'm sure I've heard of them.
The nursing was superb. There was no noise audible from the nursing staff as I had a private room. I had my baby boy next to me during the day, and at night I had long, blissful sleeps, with the help of tranquilizers and a fine gourmet dinner, while Caspar was whisked away to the nursery surrounded by other gurgling babies.
Dad, of course, was running around with his video camera filming everything in sight, knowing one day we'd all like to watch how the big-headed one started his days.
On the 3rd day, his sister, Theodora, aged 3, arrived to inspect Caspar for the first time, and it really was a precious moment. It was definitely love at first sight, and the ecstatic smile on her face when presented with a brand new ironing board, Caspar's gift to her, was enough to convince me of her undying sisterly loyalty for life.
Clearly I didn't choose that present, which is why it was the first and last sexist gift I've ever given.
She would spend ages ironing all the baby grows and dressing him up like her dolly. So far, so good.
I was a good boy, no bother at all, unlike my sister who screamed her head off.